Hello, welcome to my channel. I am teacher Lisa. I am a full-time tutor specializing in teaching science. Today we are going to talk about the brutal truths about being a full-time tutor here in Singapore. Now, it is a common knowledge that tuition here is a billion-dollar industry that attracts many business owners who are eager to capitalize on it. This is also fueled by a strong demand from parents with the impression that their children have gaps in their studies that are not addressed in school. So the purpose of me creating this video is to create awareness about this career choice and why someone should never become a tutor just for the sake of money. I also want to bring about changes in ways that a tutor can be more recognized in their jobs and be treated with more fairness so that they can in turn carry out their jobs with dignity and joy. Do note that what I'm going to share with you are based on my personal experiences and stories that I've heard from other tutors as well. So they should be taken as personal opinion and not the whole truth about the industry. So here are some brutal truths about being a tutor in Singapore. Irregardless of the reasons behind why teachers and mid-career professionals choose to quit their jobs to join the tuition industry, most of us has this one thing in common. We all come from a corporate environment as employees, and that leads to brutal truth number one. And that is the severe lack of entrepreneurship skills. Most of us fall into the stereotypical category of being like, good son, a good daughter, and definitely an excellent student. We work very hard as a student to achieve the good grades, and thus we are able to typically secure a good job when we graduated from university. We were all taught vaguely about how and what it means to be an entrepreneur, or how to market ourselves to be able to attract more students to teach. Most of us are at best mediocre business people. Some of us are able to rely on word-of-mouth referrals from supportive friends and family members to get our first students. But for some of us, maybe we're not so lucky. We could be struggling for months or years trying to fill slots with students to teach. Some may rely on getting referrals from tuition agencies or from creating an ad. Or some tutors may ultimately choose to work in a tuition center. All in all these options have more ways than one that results in tutors struggling financially for the years to come. And I will cover that in another video. Now let's talk about brutal truth number two, and this may come shocking to some of you. It is about having forced leave and the many ways of not getting paid. Now let me explain what it means. In a corporate environment, you get paid a set number of days in a year, and you decide when you would like to take your leave, which is your rest day. Well, as a full-time tutor, your leave is often forced upon you. So if, for example, you work in a tuition center, you will be imposed breaks when they have scheduled term breaks, and you don't work on these days, so you don't get paid. So if you have students that you teach one-to-one privately, you will be forced to take a break for that one lesson when your student is sick. Or maybe they have urgent commitments, or when they travel overseas. This can actually cause a huge disruption in the productivity of your day, and you may not always have the ample notice or the luxury to schedule something else in between. Now, you see, you don't get paid whenever a student does not show up for class. You don't get paid when your student is sick. You don't get paid during public holidays when there is no class. You don't get paid when your student needs to stay back in school and miss your class. You don't get paid when you are sick. And you don't get paid when you need to take urgent leave. And the list keeps going on and on and on. And that leads me to brutal truth number three. The numerous ways of getting pay cuts. Let me explain that to you. In a corporate job, you work really hard for the year and get rewarded for the 13-month bonus and performance bonuses as a way to recognize you for your contribution to the company. These are paid days that you don't have to go to the office for, isn't it? So for example, if you work in a tuition center, there's a chance that you may face penalties. For example, like, you're 5 minutes late and you get a major pay cut for that one lesson, maybe. Or if you offer a free trial for your first lesson, you are actually facing parents who could possibly want you for your free lesson. And you will find that you are the one who is paying for the associated costs of providing that free lesson. If you get your students from a tuition coordinator or a tuition agency, they may actually impose a compulsory free first lesson on your personal cost. On top of the numerous ways of not getting paid, you will not get your 13-month bonus and performance bonuses no matter how good you are as a tutor. For every November to December of the year, you will definitely dread the festive season because you will look forward to a massive drop in your income, and it may eat into your savings if you're not careful. And let me give you some examples of reasons why this is so. Like, your students may have graduated from school and is waiting for their exam results. Your students may be overseas for a holiday. Your students may want to take a break from their studies. Your students can also fall sick, your kids too, and maybe you yourself might fall sick and you can't teach for that lesson. And maybe your family might also want to go overseas for a holiday. Brutal truth number 4. Your insane work hours and how others think that you have all the time in the world doing absolutely nothing. Official hours in a typical corporate job is usually defined as 9 to 5 for weekdays and you don't work for weekends. I know, let's not talk about what's unofficial here in Singapore, and I understand, and that is becoming the norm. As a tutor, your official hours during weekdays are approximately 30 minutes to 1 hour after school dismissal time. And that is discounting the fact that students typically stay some extra hours after school for CCA and supplementary classes. So maybe, on average, that would mean working from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. on a weekday. Maybe that will actually add up to approximately 6-hour work days on weekdays, isn't it? So you're not likely to make much money unless you sacrifice all of your weekends by working as much as 12 hours on the typical Saturday and Sunday. Now, since weekdays are 6-hour work days, it could lead people into believing or thinking that you have a lot of free time on your hands. Once I actually have a parent telling me that I have nothing better to do with my life from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that is nowhere near the truth. For every classes you teach, you will likely spend an average of 30 minutes to an hour reviewing, planning, and researching the numerous ways that you can improve yourself and your quality of your classes. Mind you, these are not paid work. And you will also likely take on more responsibilities in managing your own household as well. Brutal truth number 5. Your life can be very, very, very isolating. You will likely eat lunch alone while your family and friends are out at work and your kids are still in school. You are going to miss those days that you're having lunch with your colleagues. You'll rush through dinner alone so that you can make it for your evening classes. You will not likely to meet your friends for as long as you are a tutor, because you will be working while they are having their meetups. At best, you will stay in touch with your friends through WhatsApp chats or video calls. Even though you live under one roof with your family, you will likely see them during your rest day on a weekday, and they will feel so obligated to spend time with you, and they will push away other social commitments just for you. Brutal truth number 6. This industry is so cutthroat that you will face situations that can put an immediate end to your career. And these situations are not even serious or considered professional misconducts in the first place. Let's face it. Every paying parent expects their child to be the number one priority in this industry. That is especially so for graduating students who are facing a major exam such as PSLE. You will often find yourself weighing out the consequences of making the choice between missing out on birthday celebrations or important milestones and celebrations in your family because it happens to sit right smack in the middle of exam period. And if you choose to miss teaching any of these classes, you risk the wrath of angry students and parents. It is also common for young children to be sick frequently. If you happen to have young children, you will likely be begging for someone to help you out, or you are going to risk getting fired for taking days off too frequently. As long as you have a parent talking about your so-called lack of commitment to their child, to other parents, your career is going to start from ground zero. If you are a female, you will face the dilemma of pregnancy that will lead to a restart from ground zero in your career as well. Because honestly, no matter how much we talk about fairness and equality, there is no fairness and equality in this. No one is going to be in reality accept the disruption of you needing your regular medical checkups for the duration of your pregnancy. And certainly most parents, especially parents of graduating students, will never wait around for you to recover after you deliver your baby. I hope that I have managed to share some insights about how cutthroat being a tutor can be here in Singapore. Of course, not every tutor will face these issues that I have mentioned. There are also many benefits that this career can bring about, and they can be very rewarding and inspirational. And of course, I will cover them in another video. I hope this video can inspire more people to give more recognition to tutors and be kinder and treat tutors with the love and respect that they so deserve. And if you are a tutor, thank you for your service to our younger generation. This is a noble job with deep meaning and purpose. Now, if you find that this video have given you some value, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you soon. Bye!